Today on Judge Faith, former friends from Cincinnati argue over which one of them should cover the costs associated with a car crash.
I started calling him because I also noticed that my keys weren't there.
Did you steal her car?
I borrowed her car.
In your mind, you thought at that time you could commit grand larceny? Because that's what that is.
And later, a grieving son confronts the owner of the company that he claims pulled a casket con on him.
When I saw the casket, I knew immediately that it wasn't the casket that I had ordered from him.
So you ordered this specific
particular casket.
You can't bring a casket into someone's house, so I bring the book. This is the casket that he picked out of the book, ma'am.
If he picked that casket out and he received it, he would use it. They have to bury their loved one in something.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Melissa Batten says a defendant stole her car during a smoke break and crashed it. She's suing for car damages and an unpaid loan. Defendant Demario Lawrence says he doesn't owe because he was rear-ended and the accident wasn't his fault.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Batten versus Lawrence.
Thank you, Juan. Melissa Batten,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are suing the defendant Demario Lawrence.
Yes, Your Honor.
For $3,465 you say he owes you for damages to your car.
Yes,
And an unpaid loan.
that's correct.
Okay, how do you know Mr. Lawrence?
I've known Mr. Lawrence for about 20 years. He used to date my cousin, and
Okay.
so he's a family friend now.
So were the two of you close?
Very close. He was like my confidant, my best friend.
And Mr. Lawrence, did the two of you work together?
We did at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, right before.
And how would you describe your relationship with the plaintiff?
We have a very good relationship. Had a very good relationship. I mean, we're very close. I'm older than her, so I've been knowing her since she was like 16 years old.
Okay, so you met her when she was in high school.
Yeah.
And the two of you have had this long friendship and no problems until now?
Yeah,
Until
basically,
you
yes.
allegedly stole her car and had an accident in it? We'll get to the case. Why don't you tell me what happened here?
Okay, well, again, like I said, Demario has been like a very close friend of mine. His mother passed away a few years ago.
Okay.
And he had told me, well, I was actually in the room when he got the call saying that he was going to get a check, some insurance money, because of everything that had been settled. So he was going to get this check. So he had some bills that he had to pay, before the check was going to come. So he asked me, could he borrow it? Since I heard the actual conversation, I assumed that everything was going to be fine. So we basically wrote up a promissory note for $1,000 that I was going to give him. And he said he was going to pay me back as soon as he got his insurance check.
This was in February?
Yeah, that was in February.
And what do you have to say about that?
That's not the way that happened. Melissa let me borrow like $200 here, maybe $300 here.
No.
And I paid her back $450.
Okay.
That she seems to forget, but I
No.
did give her $450 back.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
But the promissory note, I don't remember signing no promissory note.
Okay, so let me just make sure I understand this. She's saying that she gave you a $1,000 loan.
That is not true.
And you're saying that it was, you borrowed money here and there?
Yes, here and there.
May I see the promissory note you say you have?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it as well?
Ask her. Don't ask me.
So according to this, there was a specific loan made to you on February 12th, 2016 for a $1,000. And you're saying that never happened.
I'm saying she never gave me $1,000 at one time.
Is this your signature on this document? Where's the original?
I don't have the original. I just had the copy.
Well, you need the original. I don't know if his signature could be copied on here. I want to see the original.
Okay, I don't have that with me.
Okay, that's a problem for you. I can't accept a copy of a promissory note.
Coming up, the issue of insurance is addressed.
She didn't have insurance at the time.
You steal somebody's car and you want to tell me about them not having car insurance?
And later, a grieving son accuses a salesman of conducting a casket con.
He called me and told me that he wanted to meet with me. I had to write him a check for the $1,800.
That's not the casket that he picked, man.
Plaintiff Melissa Batten says DeMario stole her car and crashed it. She's suing for car damages and an unpaid loan. Defendant DeMario Lawrence says he doesn't owe because the accident wasn't his fault.
Let's go to the next part of your case. Tell me what happened with the car accident, ma'am.
So as far as the car accident, because of the money that he owed me, I had got him a job with me. So we were at work. It was really busy. We were doing sales. It was busy. So I remember him saying to me, hey, I'm about to go smoke a cigarette. I was like, okay. Normally when people smoke a cigarette, they're usually gone about 5-10 minutes. He walks away. I really don't think too much of it. But after the customers died down, it was about 20-30 minutes. And I'm like, wow, he's still not back. So I started calling him.
So you notice he's not around for 20 minutes and you start calling him?
I started calling him because I also noticed that my keys weren't there.
You notice that your keys to your car are missing?
Yes.
And where were your keys?
They were on the table. We were sitting at the same table.
Has he ever taken your keys before?
No.
Where is your car there?
My car's gone.
So you go outside and you see your car is gone?
It's gone. So I'm calling him back to back to back to back. So then he calls me back and he's like, Melissa, I was just an accident.
And so do you call the police? Do you report this?
I don't report this. Keep in mind, like I said, this person is somebody who's close to me. I don't want to get him thrown in prison for something like this.
Okay, but he's stolen your car and had an accident in your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And you say you have full coverage,
Yes.
full coverage on your insurance.
I do.
But that your insurance will not cover the damages for this accident.
No.
Because he's driving your car.
He's driving my car without a license and without my permission.
Okay.
She told me she didn't
I
have.
did not tell you that.
Did you steal her car?
I borrowed her car.
Did you have permission to borrow her car?
No, I did not.
So you stole her car? For what reason? What were you doing?
I went to get chicken.
If you're hungry and you want some chicken, you feel like you can just take their keys, drive their car, and go get lunch.
We're close.
No, you're apparently not that close because you're here today.
But I thought, in my mind at that time, I thought I could just take the car.
In your mind, you thought at that time you could commit grand larceny? Because that's what that is. Yeah. So tell me about the accident. How did that happen?
Like I said, I was going to get chicken. I was riding down the street, and we were at a stoplight. Somebody behind me bumped me. I bumped somebody, they bumped somebody. The person, the very first bump, they left. Everybody got out of the car.
So they hit you and ran. So you were rear-ended, and you rear-ended someone else, but you say the person that hit you ran, right? Do you have a copy of the accident report?
Yes, I do.
Either one of you?
I do.
And so what happens at the scene? The police come, what happens?
The police came, and I gave...
What was the damage to her car?
The damage to her car was... I have a picture of it.
And what about the other person whose car you hit? Because you're not suing over damages to your car. You're suing because someone else sued you.
Right.
For damages to their car. You're saying that insurance companies holding you responsible.
Yes.
Okay. According to the police, there was no car that hit you. You rear-ended someone.
But that's not what happened. I'm telling you what happened.
I'm telling you what the accident report says by the police department. You rear-ended someone else. You failed to maintain a clear distance and struck the rear of someone else who had been stopped in traffic. There were only 2 cars in this accident, according to the police. Where's the damage to the back of her car? If someone rear-ended you and you hit another car, where's the damage to the back of her car? She has no damage to the back of her car, only to the front. You want to explain that to me?
I don't have an explanation.
Because what? It's not the truth?
She didn't have insurance at the time. I gotta make that clear.
So you steal somebody's car and you want to tell me about them not having car insurance?
What about if she doesn't have insurance?
Somehow you're less culpable here if she doesn't have insurance? And why do you say she doesn't? She told you that? Why is it when I ask you a question and you have to take time to think of your answers?
Because I'm remembering. It didn't happen yesterday. So I'm just trying to remember, that's all. Honestly, I'm trying to remember.
He just feels like I should not be suing him for something that he did.
Where's the letter from your insurance company denying coverage for this accident for you?
I don't have the letter.
But you can get it. You can get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to enter a judgment in your favor for the damages that you're asking for, pending proof of your submission to this court within 48 hours that the insurance company denied the claim in this case because the defendant was driving. Once I see proof in the form of a letter from your insurance company, I'll enter a judgment in your favor. That's my ruling.
I learned not to loan family or friends money.
Our friendship doesn't have to end. We're still close.
We're always interested in what you have to say about our cases. Write us with your thoughts or comments. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or my Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you.
Plaintiff Larry Jones says he purchased a casket at a discounted price, but the defendant didn't deliver what he ordered. He's suing for a casket. Defendant Melvin Bray says he doesn't owe because he delivered the casket that Larry ordered, and all sales are final. He's countersuing for slander.
Larry Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were suing the defendant Melvin Bray
Yes, ma'am.
for $1,800, a refund for a casket?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $2,500 for slander.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll start with you, Mr. Jones. Tell me what happened here.
My name again is Larry Jones. I'm the proud son of a lady named Rosetta Jones who battled cancer for a few months, and on December 10th, she passed.
Okay.
I had in-laws who informed me at the time that I was looking for a casket and trying to prepare her services. They told me about Mr. Bray. They gave me his number. I'm sure they gave him my number, and I believe he called me and told me that he wanted to meet with me, that he would be able to help me out with the casket. At that point, I was already, like I said, in search for a casket. I had gone to another mortuary and saw one that I wanted. Mr. Bray asked me to take a picture of it, take the picture of the details and send it to him, that he would be able to help me out. He met with me on December 13th approximately, and I had to write him a check for about the $1,800 so he could furnish me with the casket.
First, I'm sorry to hear about your mother.
Thank you.
When was the funeral? What was the date?
The funeral was December 18th,
December
2014.
Okay, and he met with you on what day?
December 13th, 2014.
Okay. So on December 13th, you wrote him a check for $1,800.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and tell me what happened.
At that point, Mr. Bray was supposed to deliver a casket, and he was supposed to be at the funeral doing various things.
And what day was he supposed to deliver the casket?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but it was prior to them actually dressing her, which was a couple of days before.
A couple of days before. So we're talking about a small 5 days here.
Pretty much, yes.
Did you use the casket?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because when I saw the casket, after I arrived at the mortuary, I knew immediately that it wasn't the casket that I had ordered from him. I'd ordered an 18-gauge casket. He delivered a 20-gauge casket. The things that I wanted on the casket was not there.
Okay.
And I just, like I said, immediately knew that that was not the casket that I had ordered.
So what did you use as a casket for your mother?
The funeral home, they were prepared. They had another casket there for me. They sold me the casket that I wanted, which was an Aurora casket.
Okay.
I'm not even sure the brand that he
How much did you
brought
pay
me.
for the new casket?
Almost $3,000.
Wow, okay. Let me see a photo of the casket you say you showed Mr. Okay, that's the casket that was delivered to
That was delivered, yes. You can tell, Your Honor, that the casket is very cheap. Even the writing on top was not what I wanted. I wanted one with the praying hands. The handles are not even correct. Those are, look like if you even picked the casket up, it would come off the handles.
Well, did you order a specific casket?
Yes, I did.
Do you have a photo of that one?
Yes, that's it right there.
So you ordered this specific
particular casket.
Okay, so Mr. Bray, let me hear from you.
The young lady contacted me and says Larry lost his loved one, okay? So what I did was I called Larry, I met with him. I showed him the casket out of a casket book, okay? That's not the casket that he picked, man.
Coming up on Judge Faith, more details about the casket sale are revealed.
This does say that it's an 18 gauge, so what happened with that? We just gonna sit here and stare at each other, or are you gonna talk to him?
Plaintiff Larry Jones says Melvin delivered the wrong casket. He's suing for a casket. Defendant Melvin Bray says he doesn't owe because all sales are final. He's countersuing for slander.
You're saying that he did not look at this photo and tell you that that's what he wanted.
That's not the casket.
And Mr. Jones, I need to be clear on this. You looked at a book?
No, ma'am. He never brought a book to me.
Where'd you get this photo from?
That photo was the photo of the casket that I ordered from the funeral home. They had a book, okay? I never saw a book from Mr. Bray.
What did you order? What did you show him that you wanted? Did you show him a photo?
I went to a mortuary, and I found the casket that I wanted. I took a picture upon his instructions, and I took a picture as well of the details of the casket, the name, the model number, and all that, and I sent it to Mr. Bray.
You're saying that's the one that you sent him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have that on your phone?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Ma'am, I sell plenty of caskets. I go into people's houses, and you can't bring a casket into someone's house, so I bring the book.
Did you show him the book?
Yes, I did show him the book.
Okay.
This is the casket that he picked out of the book, ma'am.
You're saying he picked this casket out of a book?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the paperwork for what he chose? Where's the paperwork to support that this is the one that he picked and that he ordered?
I don't have my paperwork.
Why wouldn't you have your paperwork?
Because I didn't even know I was getting sued until I got contacted.
Why did you wait so long to file this lawsuit, sir? It's been over 2 years. Why'd you wait so long?
I tried to contact Mr. Bray many times. Mr. Bray, for a long time, promised me that he was going to give me back the money.
Did you tell him you would give him back the money?
I told him, let's get the casket back. I'll sell a casket for you and give you, and when we sell a casket, I'll give you the money.
Where's the casket now?
The casket is at the mortuary. It's been there ever since.
Why are they keeping the casket?
They were keeping it for me just in case I had to go to court.
You're telling me that he picked that casket out?
Yes, he did.
I don't believe that. Here's why I don't. Because this is 2 days before his mother's funeral. If he picked that casket out and he received it, he would use it. The fact that he didn't use it 2 days before their funeral and he pays almost $3,000 for another one, that indicates to me that this is not what he wanted.
Ma'am, he has my receipt right there. It says all sales are final.
Let me see the receipt.
Okay, this receipt, ma'am, shows that I purchased an 18-gauge casket, which was the casket that I originally picked out at the mortuary. Again, Mr. Bray did not show me any books whatsoever that had caskets.
And this is not an 18 gauge?
No, that's a 20 gauge casket.
This does say that it's an 18 gauge, so what happened with that? Sir? So that's not the casket he picked out.
No, it's not.
Mr. Bray, it's not the casket he picked out, even according to your paperwork. You can stop looking at the photo, sir. You delivered the casket. You know what it looks like.
Yeah. That's the casket he picked out in the book.
It's not. According to your paperwork, it's not. You said all sales are final. All sales are final on an 18-gauge casket. That's not it. We just gonna sit here and stare at each other? Or are you gonna talk to him? Why are you countersuing for slander?
You know what? Because he's out in the streets stating that...
What does it mean, out in the streets? Out in the streets to who? Walking around, just saying things in the streets? Why are you countersuing for $2,500 for slander, sir? You withdrawing your countersuit? Just based on my question?
Yeah, I withdraw.
This has never happened in my courtroom. Yeah. I just asked a question, why are you countersuing? You say you withdraw. You're making my job easy today.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
You know, this happens in this industry. I hope that you're not one of those people that's engaging in this fraudulent practice where you're doing a switch and rue, a bait and switch at the very end, and people are forced to use a casket that they really didn't pay for because they don't want to engage in litigation for 2 years trying to get their money back at the last minute, and they have to bury their loved one in something. My ruling is the casket is returned to you. However, if there's an investigation going on, if there's a reason that that casket is being held, then that decision takes precedent over my ruling. But as of now, the $1,800, I'm ordering you to pay that back to the plaintiff. And when the state investigation is resolved, then the casket does go back to you, if that is the way the state decides to resolve it. That's my judgment in the case.
It's been kind of rough trying to be reimbursed for him, from him.
You know, may God bless him and his family. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna donate the casket to somebody in need in the community.
If you or someone you know has a dispute, don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.